It's Matthew here with HR Tactical, and I'm going to be showing you how to install the new CF20 Stalker Followers that will help you get one more capacity in your CF20 magazine and also have the clearance in order to not trigger your dam's brake beam eyes so that they can function again, saving you some air efficiency. Also, your O-rings too, of course, getting worn out from those blank shots. And then also just an added perk of being able to shoot 7 3-round bursts in full without having a final blank shot come out of the magazine. So it's a fun little addition to your kit, and it's relatively easy to install. So I'll get to it here. So first, you're going to take your CF20 mag, and you're going to need to disassemble it. So take off the faceplate, set that aside. You're going to undo all the screws with the proper Allen key, which is a 1/16 Allen. Got plenty more things coming out here. This is one of the first creations I've been working on for a while, but definitely more coming. So give us a follow, a like, a subscription to the YouTube. You can see the games I play in, along with more videos on products. Gonna split this faceplate open. It seems like I didn't undo one all the way. Okay, so now that that's split, you can set that aside, use it to even hold the screws so you don't lose any. You're just going to pop out the follower. Be careful not to have this pop out or this pop out. If it does, relatively easy to put back together, but that can stay in one piece, and you can set that aside. So the original follower length, I'm going to start at the 1-inch mark just because it's a little easy for me to line up, but original follower length is about 19 inches long. You're actually going to take that and shorten it so that it goes just down the well here and stop just enough with enough clearance to pop out the opening there. Otherwise, what happens is you have the string pop out the top, which could jam up your bolt. So it's important. You're going to want to cut that off at the right length. So as you can see, I have one done here. The shorter length going from 1 inch to 16. So 17 on the tape measure, but again, I'm 1 inch out. So you're gonna have a 16-inch length cord. So to do this, you're gonna want a nice sharp razor blade, your followers, your CF20 mag, and some grease too. So I had some dye lube here. This will just help you get the cord through. And then that Allen key is going to be helpful too, even down the road. So first step is to cut this off. So before you cut it to length, you just want to just get rid of the old follower, just like this. Always cut away from yourself so you don't slice yourself. You won't need this anymore. Kind of irrelevant too when EMFs and like Inception bodies have the bolt blocking lock bolt. Inception's got one built into their body, but if you want one for your EMF or another body, we also 3D print those too. I'm working on just tweaking the design a little bit and finalizing that, but those are available for pre-order as well. So as you can see, after cutting the follower off, it's just shy, or just over 17 inches long. So we're going to take that down to 16 inches. So just kind of measure that out. And again, I'm starting at the 1. So take that down to 17, give myself a little bit of slack for tying the knot too. So we'll say this is 17 1/4, but actually it's 16 1/4. We'll just cut that there. Won't need that slack. Now this is where your lube is going to come into play a little bit, because if you take a little bit, just put it on the tip part of the string. It'll make it so it's easier to thread through the hole. So just kind of pull outwards and get those fibers of the cord back together. You can even give it a little twist too. And then I always do this just to make sure, just because of the processing of the SLS nylon, it gets a little texture on the inside of there. So I have a this is a 0.05 Allen key, which will fit in here. Just take it and just kind of smooth it out a little bit so there's a little less drag on the cord when you go to stick it through. You don't have to use an Allen key, but you just need something small with a flat edge that's kind of sharp to just push out any excess material. So you take that, and then through this end, you're going to take it and thread it through. Push it out the other side. Now that you have that on, take your string, just do a simple knot, slip knot, and hold the tip and kind of work the knot up towards the top of that, because you want as little string loss as possible, and that is why I said to leave a little bit of slack, the extra 1/4 inch on the 16-inch length. So pull that good and tight. Now it should pull up and it won't go through the follower end. Got the reassemble piece here. So now from here, you're probably wondering, how do I get the spring back on? The spring, you're just going to take and swirl around just so you don't have the tension when you're working on it. It's just a little bit easier to do this with this off. Can be done, but it just makes it a little bit more simple. Just hold this out like this, and then just twirl your spring on to the follower cord. Just keep spinning as you thread it on the string. Now down the road, I'm working on some different magazines too, so this same process might be used. So just keep that in mind, that I might be developing some different followers too for some other magazines, if everything works out accordingly. And you will still take this standard CF20 piece and do the same process. Just keep working that on your string here. It's going to be a little bit tight once you get towards the end. No worries, it's not going to cause any trouble. Except for when you're trying to wind it up. Almost there. You to the end. It'd be easier just to line the actual follower piece up and then thread it through that last final bit of the spring, and it should come right out. Then you're going to line it back up. Try to stretch out the cord and just get the tension back to the way it should be. Spin out any of the twirls that you might have put in while tightening that up. And then time to reassemble the mag. So you're going to take this, slide that back on there. The little guard is to keep the string flat, or the spring flat. Feed that around. Work your way back up to the top. Sorry, my camera cut out, so the video might be a little choppy, but I'll piece it together. So work your way up to the top of the magazine. Make sure that everything is good there. Don't over tighten this one because you'll have trouble feeding. Slide this around. Make sure that the flat side is facing the winder. Just push that up. And this actually kind of helps you fit the spring in too, so it's a little easier to do now that the cord's a little shorter. Got the lid back on. Now, using this, I like the Inception design. It's like ratcheting one, but using a winder, your finger or an Allen key, wind your mag back up, give it a test. Okay, all wound up, and then you just pull the garage door down, give it a test, make sure it's all good. Everything pops up, you're good to go. Might take like 1 or 2 winds to kind of get it to break in and line up properly, so give it another shot. For the last step, you're going to want to trim this off. So this last little bit of slack out. You want to just make sure that knot's good and tight and scoot it all the way up. And then just clip this off here. So using that straight razor, just kind of work at this. So that's a little fibers, so it might take a second to cut through. Just being careful not to cut yourself, of course. Now, if you're worried about your knot holding, you can put a little dab of super glue in there, or even some like liquid some epoxy, like JB Weld. You can put a little dab in there if you want. It's not really reversible to the Planet Eclipse follower. If you do want to still use that in like an EMF and use these mags in both, but you can just do the follower swap and buy a separate follower, so you can just do the quick drop in if you split the mag back open. But that's about it. Relatively simple to install. Once it's in, you'll be mag dumping in no time. Also, just wanted to kind of show while we're on camera here, this is an example of a diadem mag release here. So this goes on to the mag release, and you can have some little extensions for your finger. If you buy one that's got like kind of offset design, just keep in mind that they're made for ARs where they're only on one side of the AR, so it will be flipped and be reversed, so it won't be symmetrical. So if you get one that is just straight, you'll have more of a symmetrical look. I think these look good regardless, so I like these ones. You can get them all different colors too. But you're probably wondering what this is. So this is a new part we have coming out. That is a diadem handguard to mil-spec barrel nut. So this is just a prototype, so it won't be in this textured finish, but threads are nice and strong with this nylon, so you're able to put a different handguard on your dam, give it some different looks and some of that customization, some M-lock parts or key mod parts that we're not used to being able to use on our dams, and just have that creativity too. So we're not just stuck with the stock handguard or some of the other 3D printed stuff out there. Nice features on it though. It's got some anti-rotation tabs on it, some cutouts for the anti-rotation tabs on the handguards, matching pick rails to match your dam. It's a flush mount, so it goes on there. These go up over the magwell on the dam, so it's nice and tight, and just mounts the same exact way. Super strong. I mean, I can't even bend this with all my might, as you can see. This has some give, but you still can't really break it. But nothing that's going to be detrimental to the structure of it. So nice sturdy design. You are able to just unscrew these and slip it over a Nemesis barrel. Nemesis barrels are probably the largest outer diameter barrel that you'll probably put on a marker. So aside from like your LVOA tips and stuff, but those can be easily removed, and then you can actually just slide your handguard right off the same detachment and keep everything lined up that way, nice and easy for you. Once you put the barrel nut or the handguard on the barrel nut, you can just leave it on this adapter and it won't be a big issue at all. Nice and tight, threads are nice and strong, so you can get a good turn on it. Yeah, so this will be available soon. Just getting some final tweaks done to the design, and it should be good to go the next couple weeks, and I'll be getting it to print. Lots of cool stuff though. We've got mag releases for EMFs, handguard extensions and caps for the EMFs, those magwells for the Hurricane, and more to come after that too. We're going to keep that design as like the standard HR tactical design and make some different magwells. But lots more coming out soon, so give us a follow, a like, a subscription on YouTube here, and keep in touch because there's lots more coming out.